Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use the force. Positive mental attitude. We got to try. So this is going to be a little bit different, this video, just only for the fact that I've just basically put some headers on the things I just want to quickly touch on. Haven't written any information about it. It's just what I've watched today, and I just want to make sure that I keep on track a little bit more. So that's what we're going for. So I hope you're good. This is my second video today. It's Friday the 4th of December. What a beautiful day. But still, we're living in, as I heard one copper today say, COVID times. So people, strap your fucking seatbelts and let's get involved. Right, so what I've written at the top of this, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. In the spirit of true transparency, I'm just going to quickly read you these toppers I put, and then I'm going to sort of go through it and just break down how I feel, what I think and what I saw. So I wrote how the police are moving, considering the new rules of protest and so on. I'll bring it down. So the actions at the protest today by the police, which is for the farmers in India who are being basically financially attacked by the government there. And then I've put, there's people being deported. In fact, I've written the people, and then in brackets, of brown skin, because I just don't like chucking these legal terms around. But, you know, each to their own, right? Being deported, because there's men being stripped out of this country that have got families here, and they're being fucking deported back to Africa. And just, like, it's literally get on a plane, get off the plane, goodbye. Right, so let's not get into it just yet. Then I've written how the police are ignoring the regs and enforcing COVID state. Why? We need to take to the streets of the country, not the city. The Meta thugs, and it's harder to get the people into the city. So it's a nice light topic for your Friday evening, or whenever you happen to catch this. Being this on the internet, you can watch it whenever the fuck you like. Thank you very much, internet. Nice one, YouTube. So, how the police are moving considering the rules on protests. So, in the COVID 2020 Act, protesting was made acceptable. That was passed as acceptable. And there's a few things I'd have to say on that. Just pre-baking anything, just so like my stance is, or where I feel I stand now considering what I know, which is this. And I've always kind of felt this, but it never seemed the way. Anyway, so I feel like protests, you shouldn't be asking, like, you need to, like, you know, warn wherever you're going that you're having a protest. You know, there's like safety rules and regulations, yakety-yak, all this black tape, red tape. It's like, look, we ain't coming here to ask you something. We're coming to tell you something. Like, I don't care about your rules and regulations. I don't care about what you're telling me. Oh, it's health and safety and we need to... You better shut your city down then. Like, you better be prepared to have some reasonable cops on site who can just literally be traffic wardens so that we can move through our junctions easy. Like, if the people are uproaring, there's a bloody reason behind it, and I don't think asking permission should have any part in it. I also don't think we should be marching through cities. So, Met Police, I don't think we should be bothering you. I think we should take to other areas where we'd cause less disruption but get as much coverage. It's the day of the internet. You say there's a march going through West Sussex. You're gonna get people's attention. You don't have to go bowling through Brighton City. You don't have to go through Worthing City. If you've got a march that walks for 5 hours, the amount of towns and cities you can cover would be immense. So that's like my stance on how I feel about protests. I think we should be more mindful with how we do it, but it's not about asking permission. If the people are standing up and marching, there's a bloody good reason, so there shouldn't be any permission. This is about us telling them something, but we've been hoodwinked into all these little positions where we're still asking permission, and I just think that's got to stop. But still, so the actions at the protest today by the police, which was for the farmers of India, and I don't want that point to get missed, because I think it was, you know, again, it's another demonstration of governance and how fucked it is, and how we need a new way globally, because it ain't serving most of us. So the farmers of India have been financially attacked by their government. I heard it was I think I heard the person saying it was like $2 per XYZ they were getting. I don't know, but it seems horrific. And the point is, so the police today, the way they started at the beginning of the protest, when there wasn't that many people there, they were just lining the side of the pavement, standing there peacefully with their banners, one guy with a like megaphone every like 30 seconds chanting something. And the cops are sort of like, you know, obviously you got a social distance, groups of 6. Mate, this is a protest. You're even accepted it's a protest because you haven't come and shut them down. So to start with, they're trying to do all this health and safety stuff. This is the protest, COVID 2020 Act. Go away. That's what really should happen, is leave the people to do their thing. But anyway, so the cops are there going around basically, I was going to say harassing everyone, but they're just talking to everyone, right? Trying to be accommodating. It just stunk of bullshit. So just as it went on, they were just changing their minds, and then it gets to the point where this cop's all like, yeah, well, basically, my superiors are watching on the CCTV, and as they're not happy with something, they're reporting to us to move on it, and to, you know, this isn't acceptable, that isn't acceptable. So basically what they demonstrated is that they weren't following any set rules. What they were doing is making it up as they go along with one end goal in mind, and that was just to clear them off the street regardless, and that's not on. So they were lying, they weren't playing by the rules. You know, if everyone's to live in a community and you want to abide by the, you know, communal rules and regulations, right, which in our instance comes in the place of law. So the police weren't following that. And I heard on another video someone was saying how after they'd been arrested, they were taken to this spot and they were basically unarrested, no fines issued, and they just sent them on their way. And apparently this has been happening. So the cops are like arresting people just to get them off the street, and then going to this spot and unarresting them and releasing them. So that's very questionable. So the piece I wrote, the people of, in brackets, brown skin, black people, whatever, you know, you want to be called, but I prefer brown skin. It's just me, I'm pinky beige, right? Are being deported. And I said this to someone who's like way far in, and they know a lot of shit as well, although they sometimes claim they don't. But I said it, I was like, it's fucking disgusting. She was just like, yeah, that's been going on. I'm like, huh? Because, like, you know, again, I'm not the fountain of knowledge. I don't know everything. You know, I go down my routes looking at information and trying to find out what's going on, you know. So, yeah. These brown-skinned men, you know, most people would say he's a black man, right? Not from India. You know, you would say their heritage was of, you know, maybe African or Jamaican descent, and they're being oiked out of this country. And I mean, these are people that have been living here for like over 10, 15, 20 years. They've got families here. If they've been living into the country, they've been paying into it. You know, if that sort of a stance matters to you, it doesn't to me. They're people, they should be able to live wherever the fuck they like on this planet. Everyone should. Jeez. So, they're being fucking deported. This is the state we're living in, right? They hide the fucking atrocities from the people in the belly of the beast, trying to keep them happy, while at the same time ripping the fucking belly of the beast apart. It's bonkers. So we need change and we need awareness. How the police are ignoring the regs enforcing COVID state and why. Right, well, what have I just said? And they're ignoring, you know, about the protests. They're not working by any rules and regulations. They're making it up as they go along. So why? Why? Why is that happening? Why are they blindly doing it? Because fuck me, anyone with half a fucking eye of awareness on the game at the moment can see something smells rotten. And we don't have a basement with any fish in it, so something's up. We need awareness, people. Do you know what I mean? I'm not singing this song for no reason. So, oh yeah, the last bit, we need to take to the streets of the country, not the city. With the internet, do you know what, right? How many people can you, like, we don't need to march through cities, right? The City of London has got its own rules anyway. It's an independent state of Europe. The City of London, the Metropolitan Police are specific to the centre of London, the City of London, the independent state. The banking capital, you know, Britain's Silicon Valley, whatever the fuck they're calling that over there, Tech City or whatever it is. It's got its own rules. That's why it's the banking centre. That's why the police force is separate and they work on separate rules. So I think we need to stay the fuck out of the city. It's a stupid place to be going and fucking playing with the coppers, especially after what I've seen. That's their ideal playground, the city. Come to the city, we can split you up, we can shut you up. No, you come to the country. Good luck with that one, by the way. People need to be heard. We need to be heard. We need to stand together and speak out. And so I think we need to be mindful. Do you know what? In the country, we can cause a lot less damage. You know? Look at what happens when the cops get involved or when too many people get heightened. I mean, from what I've seen by like the freedom protests and everything that's been kicking off since COVID, it's peaceful as a motherfucker. People have just had enough. So it's not like we're going to trash the countryside, is it? But you want to show unity. You want to show people together. You want to make a point. If the mainstream media want to cover it, they're going to have to come out to the countryside. But they don't want to cover a lot of this. So we cover it all and it gets flooded across the internet. Think how many people, if we start in fucking countrysides, whatever, you know, I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying I think the city's dangerous. I think it's the ideal ground for the institution to shut us up. I don't think we should play into their hands anymore. I don't want to ask anyone and won't ask anyone permission to speak freely. So I think it's all worth thought. It's food for thought, right? You know, it's not called the fucking Scotty Show. It's not called I'm Guy with a Fork and I'm on a mission. It's called Food for Thought for a reason. That's my agenda, right? Is to generate thought. There's plenty of other people doing it, right? I'm just, because I have this thesis, right? We can all reach people, right? There are people that watch me, that enjoy the interaction I give, and that's cool, right? But we've all got that, right? We've all got the ability to be able to reach people and be sort of like, look, I've started looking at this, like it's worth a look. And they go, all right. I'll have a look. So that's what I think we should do. Gain more awareness on what is going on around the world. Simultaneously working on ourselves a little bit so that we don't lose our shit in the process. Right? Couple the two together and we can create some real change, healthy change. It doesn't destroy, that builds. Pardon me. So my friends, I'm going to wish you well. I'm going to say to you, use the force. Positive mental attitude. Be kind with your thoughts to yourselves and to others. keep loving your hearts for yourselves like you would others, and let's get it. Get what, John? Awareness, of course.